What's going on, YouTube? This is Necrostevo, and we are here with week 9 of the Lithgo Battle Association. We're coming down to the last couple weeks here. Now that we're officially more than halfway, well, now we're more than 3/4 of the way done with the season after this week. But this battle is up against the Dungannon Typhlosions, coached by Equilo. And yeah, this was a very interesting match to prepare for. He had a lot of very bulky Pokemon, such as the core of Jellicent, Ferrothorn, Umbreon, and then of course he had monsters like Kyurem Black and Mega Gardevoir and Staraptor. So interesting to prepare for. We have the Scarf Cobalion that threatens all of his possible Scarf options. Really only walled by Cobalion. Really only walled by Jellicent was Scarf Cobalion. I have a mixed Archeops with Stealth Rock, Heat Wave, Stone Edge, and Knockoff there, because that's a great option in order to hit a lot of his Pokemon, and it outspeeds everything that he could have, barring his possible Scarfers, of course. Also have a Scarf Mamoswine. No need for Ice Shard in this battle. At least I was hoping to bluff Ice Shard was the main idea there. Furthermore, Dragon Dance Feraligatr, also hoping to bluff Aqua Jet. I knew he would probably be bringing Darmanitan. It was just a matter of how much of a role I would allow Darmanitan to play. Pixie Plate Whimsicott with Stun Spore, Moonblast, Giga Drain, and actually Taunt in that last slot. And then a very, very, very weird Typhlosion with max special attack, Fire Blast, Surf, Draco Meteor, and Extreme Speed with a Life Orb. I really wanted to be able to check any weird Mega Gardevoir situation. I didn't think I'd have too many problems with Mega Gardevoir as long as I kept Cobalion around. But he actually turned out to have a very weird Mega Gardevoir set, so it's actually good that I put Extreme Speed onto Dragonite, because otherwise I would have been into some trouble. I was very surprised to see him not bring his Staraptor or the Jolteon, just because those are very nice, quick options that can really pressure my team. But that's okay, that means I don't have to deal with them. He starts off with his Scarf Darmanitan, and I have Archeops here. I was thinking that he was Scarf, so I'm just going to stay in as he U-turns out. And I figured I could hit anything on his team with a knockoff. I could set up my rocks. If he goes out into the Ferrothorn, I could hit it with a Heat Wave. I'm just going to stay in here and go for Stone Edge. That turns out to be a great play, hitting the Jellicent down a good bit. Looking more like a specially defensive Jellicent. Yeah, I don't really have a reason to not just keep on attacking. So as he goes out into the Donphan, I'm actually able to hit it with a knockoff, which is a really nice option, getting rid of the Assault Vest, allowing something like my Dragonite to hit it a lot harder. Here we're expecting Ice Shard though, so we're going to go ahead and switch out into Feraligatr. The hyper aggressive switch was just because I figured he'd Ice Shard or go for Rocks. I didn't think he'd go for Earthquake. And so now I'm pressuring him to switch out. And I figured he'd probably go back into Jellicent because of Water Absorb. So we're just going to go straight for Crunch. Turns out to be the right move as it KOs Jellicent from that range. There's no point in trying to set up this early on because I don't know. Number one, even if I get +1, I'm still not going to outspeed his Scarf Darmanitan. I really need +2. And then furthermore, I can't KO the Gardevoir yet, especially if he brought a bulky set, which he actually did bring a bulky set. I'm going to go out into Whimsicott here so I can check to see what type of set he is. If he is a timid set, he won't be able to KO me with a single hit. He really needs Modest in order to one-hit KO this Whimsicott. But he actually is Modest, or actually he's quiet because he's a Trick Room Mega Gardevoir. So he's really, really bulky, and that's going to suck. As he goes out into his Ferrothorn there, I really, really, really wanted to go for Stealth Rock. That just pressures his team really, really nicely because of the Kyurem and the Darmanitan that want to switch around. I was surprised that I don't end up KOing Ferrothorn with a Heat Wave, as my Life Orb knocks me into my Defeatist range. I get a useless burn there, but he's definitely more specially bulky inclined, because if he were any type of mixed or even just max defense, that would have KO'd him easily, because I only had, I think, maybe 32 invested in my Archeops there as far as special attack goes. Now, I do finish him off with a knockoff there. That was just in case he tried to switch out, or since now that I knew he didn't have the Rocky Helmet, pretty safe option. He goes out into his Gardevoir, and I figured I would just go for Stone Edge here to put some damage onto it and to see what he wanted to go for. And he surprises the crap out of me with Trick Room. Had a mild panic right there, but then I realized, oh, right, from this range I can KO him with my Dragonite's Extreme Speed. So unfortunately I had to let Archeops go down, but Archeops did amazing in this battle, really pressuring from the start alongside getting up Stealth Rocks. And so now I kind of have to click Extreme Speed. If I overpredict, then I'm in a little bit of trouble. But the plus side is, with the Trick Room up, I can go for Extreme Speed here, and then afterwards, if he overpredicts, which I was expecting him to overpredict, I can just go for Surf. If he did go for Ice Shard right there, that would have helped burn a few turns of Trick Room, even though I would have lost Dragonite. That would have burned some Trick Room turns, and then I also would have been in a situation where I am now, where I can come in against Darmanitan hopefully and outspeed it. So right here, I know that I'm faster under the Trick Room because he's probably Scarfed, and I'm just going to go straight for Surf. I could have gone for Draco Meteor, but I was afraid he'd go back out into the Gardevoir. So Surf actually does a pretty decent chunk, especially after Stealth Rocks. That's just probably because he's a mixed nature of some sort. And since I'm expecting him to be mixed and Scarfed, I'm just going to go for Extreme Speed to ensure that I can KO him with a variety of options later on. I could have switched out into my Cobalion right there, but I didn't want to risk him going for a coverage move because I need Cobalion to win still right now. I now go out into Cobalion. I have my Scarf Cobalion left, I have Scarf Mamoswine left. As long as he doesn't get up Trick Room again, this battle is all wrapped up, fortunately. I actually put a good bit of HP and special defense investment because I didn't need max speed after Scarf to outspeed Scarf Darmanitan. I just put enough speed after Scarf to outspeed that. The rest went into HP and special defense. But since he's a quiet nature, it didn't actually end up mattering at all. I had a chance to live the, it was about a 62% chance to one-hit KO my Cobalion, since he's a max special attack, but if he had been timid, I would have always lived. So I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice for Alligator here. Once again, just putting me in a position where I can bluff the Aqua Jet or I can bluff the Ice Shard. I didn't have them, so I had to play as though I had those options. Because if he had set up Trick Room, he would have won. We are going to be able to finish off his Gardevoir. And now as he goes out into his Darmanitan, he has to go for Flare Blitz in order to KO my Mamoswine. And since he's Scarfed, he is going to go first. Thick Fat's not going to help me right there because Darmanitan is ridiculous. But that does mean, though, I can go into my Cobalion and just finish him off with a nice close combat. Now, I could have had a little bit higher differential maybe in this battle if I had gone out to Mamoswine initially against the Kyurem, but I don't think it ended up mattering in the end, because if I were in Mamoswine, then he would have definitely gone on to Darmanitan, and then I would have been forced to maybe lock into Iron Head, and I didn't want to be forced to lock into Iron Head, because then it's a 50-50 whether or not he's going to stay in or switch out. So by going about it that way, that kind of more guaranteed the victory, of course. So thank you very much, Equilo, for the battle. That was really, really fun. Really, really worrisome when you set up Trick Room with Gardevoir. But yeah, so yet another victory for the Eternity City Enders. Of course, we are going to be going up against the, let's see, this is week 9. So coming up next, I think is actually the Leicester City Swaphuts. So we're going to have some work cut out for us against that team, because that team has some options. But that's for next week. This is this week. Whew. Narrating is lots of fun when the battles are intense. I will talk to you guys next week. Have a great week in the meantime. Bye now.